Welcome to the Majestic Truth podcast. Join us as we delve into the mysteries of the universe, explore the unexplained, and shed light on some of the most important events that have occurred and are occurring in our world today. Get ready to open your mind, expand your horizons, and discover the extraordinary. This is the Majestic Truth podcast. And now your host, Michelle.
Welcome back, Truth Seekers, to another episode of the Majestic Truth podcast, the show that explores the most intriguing mysteries and unexplained phenomena from our world and beyond. I'm your host, Michelle. And today I want to continue with our new segment of the Majestic Truth podcast, Cosmic Discoveries, Science and UFO News, where we delve into the fascinating world of the latest scientific discoveries, unidentified flying objects, extraterrestrial encounters, emerging conspiracies from today's headlines, and planetary updates from our world and beyond. We'll bring you some of the most intriguing sightings, groundbreaking scientific research, and the latest developments in the quest to understand what lies beyond our skies, and the ultimate goal of disclosure. Whether you're a seasoned skywatcher or a curious newcomer, join me as we explore the mysteries of the cosmos and seek the truth behind the unexplained. Let's dive into this week's cosmic discoveries. Be sure to check out our last episode 31 on lunar caves, lava tubes, and life on Venus. Some really cool stuff, so check it out on your favorite podcast app. Before we kick off the show here, head on over to majestictruth.com/episode 32 to see the overview of this particular episode. All right, so let's get into it. Our first topic for discussion today is UFOs in the Oval Office. Why should we care about presidential encounters with UFOs? These encounters aren't just sci-fi stories, they reflect real moments when leaders had to confront the unknown. The merging of politics and extraterrestrial phenomena offers a unique way to see both our government and our understanding of the universe. We know presidential interest in UFOs isn't new. From Truman's era to Obama's administration, each president has navigated this mysterious terrain differently. Their reactions, policies, and public statements have shaped how we think about UFOs, and by extension, how seriously we consider the possibilities of extraterrestrial life. Let's get into these captivating intersections of power, secrecy, and the great unknown. Truman and the start of presidential UFO interest. President Harry Truman's tenure marked the beginning of serious presidential interest in UFOs. He wasn't just a passive observer. Truman took active steps by requesting quarterly reports on UFO sightings from the Air Force. This move laid the groundwork for future administrations to take unidentified flying objects seriously.
Well, what do you know?
The Cold War era played a significant role in shaping Truman's attitude toward UFOs. With tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union at an all-time high, any unexplained aerial phenomena were viewed through the lens of national security. The possibility that these sightings could be Soviet aircraft or advanced technology was enough to keep Truman's administration vigilant. Key points here to consider. 1. Truman's insistence on regular updates from the Air Force indicated a level of concern and curiosity about what these sightings could mean. And 2. The geopolitical climate made it crucial to investigate any potential threats, whether terrestrial or extraterrestrial. Truman's proactive stance set a precedent for how future presidents would handle UFO information, intertwining national security concerns with the mystery of extraterrestrial phenomena. So our first president that we are going to discuss that spoke of an encounter of his own is Jimmy Carter. He went from governor to UFO witness. One of the most intriguing encounters between a president and unexplained phenomena is Jimmy Carter's documented UFO sighting in 1969. At the time, he was serving as the governor of Georgia and claimed to have seen a strange object in the sky in Leary, Georgia. Carter described it as a bright light that changed colors and moved erratically. He immediately reported this sighting to the International UFO Bureau in Oklahoma City. Some people have tried to explain away this event by suggesting that what Carter saw was actually an electronic occurrence, such as a high-altitude rocket-release barium cloud used for scientific purposes. These clouds can create stunning visual effects in the sky, often leading to misunderstandings. During his campaign for president, Carter made a promise that if he were elected, he would share any classified information about UFOs with the public. This commitment struck a chord with many voters who were captivated by the idea of extraterrestrial activity. While his time in office didn't result in any groundbreaking revelations about UFOs, Carter's willingness to discuss the topic openly set a precedent for future leaders. Exploring these historical incidents helps us understand how personal experiences and commitments influence how we perceive and handle UFOs. Our second president that spoke of an encounter of his own was none other than President Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan's life seemed like something out of a movie, so it's no surprise that his UFO encounter felt equally dramatic. In the 1970s, while flying in his Cessna Citation near Bakersfield, California, Reagan said he saw a flying object that he couldn't identify. This wasn't just a quick glimpse. He was so interested that he actually changed his flight path to get a better look. Reagan's curiosity about things from outer space didn't stop with his own experiences. During a meeting at Lake Geneva with Soviet leader Gorbachev, Reagan famously wondered out loud about how an attack from aliens could bring the world together, something that Gorbachev later confirmed. This conversation showed that Reagan was willing to think about UFOs as part of bigger discussions about keeping everyone safe. Reagan's mix of personal UFO experiences and sci-fi interests made him approach things differently when it came to stuff from outer space. While he was president, he was okay with talking about these things, which then made it easier for other leaders in the future who had to deal with politics and things we don't know much about. This brings us to presidential influence on public perception through disclosure efforts. The Strategic Defense Initiative, otherwise known as SDI and often referred to as Star Wars, was a missile defense program that President Ronald Reagan proposed in 1983. Its aim was to safeguard the United States against ballistic nuclear missiles by deploying ground-based and space-based systems to intercept incoming threats. Reagan's interest in science fiction and UFOs influenced how he talked about SDI. He would often make comparisons that brought up the idea of extraterrestrial dangers. Reagan made a memorable speech, and this is what he said in a speech to the United Nations. Was he talking about an extraterrestrial threat here? You be the judge.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
What if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by an outer power, from another planet, from another species? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? This creative way of presenting the topic not only grabbed people's attention, but also subtly connected the notion of national defense with the broader, more speculative concept of protecting against alien invasions. Even though SDI was based on real military strategy, Reagan's choice of words blurred the boundaries between practical defense measures and science fiction scenarios, making the conversation more relatable and interesting for the general public. By using these analogies, Reagan succeeded in merging UFO stories into serious political discussions, indirectly influencing how people viewed both military plans and extraterrestrial events. This combination of policy and popular culture stands out as an extraordinary period in presidential history. Fast forward to Obama's administration and the acknowledgement of UAPs. Barack Obama shook things up when he openly acknowledged the existence of unidentified anomalous phenomena, otherwise known as UAPs. If you caught his interview on The Late Late Show with James Corden, you might remember him saying the following.
Yeah, I have a question today. It goes to, let's make it for President Obama, since he's here. All this talk about dem aliens with the you know, what are they, UAFs or whatever they call them, you know, all the footage and everyone talking about it. It's like, what is your, like, I know that doesn't necessarily mean aliens, it is just a UAF, but I was wondering if you have a theory about that.
Well, when it comes to aliens, there's some things I just can't tell you. on air.
But you'll tell us off air? Great.
You know, no, look. The truth is that when I came into office, I asked, right? I was like, all right, you know, is there the lab somewhere where we're keeping the alien specimens in spaceship? You know, they did a little bit of research, and the answer was no. But what is true, and I'm actually being serious here, is that there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain how they moved, their trajectory. They did not have an easily explainable pattern. And so, you know, I think that people still take seriously trying to investigate and figure out what that is. But I have nothing to report to you today.
Okay.
We don't know exactly what they are. This admission from a former president added fuel to the fire for UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Obama's acknowledgement wasn't just casual chit-chat. It had serious implications for national security. Unexplained objects zipping around in restricted airspace raised questions about potential threats. Were these UAPs advanced technology from foreign adversaries, or something else entirely? Here are the key takeaways. 1. National security, military, and intelligence agencies began to take these sightings more seriously, launching investigations to ensure they weren't overlooking any potential risks. And 2, public interests. Citizens became more curious and concerned, prompting calls for transparency and further investigation. Obama's statements also laid the groundwork for continued dialogue among modern leaders about extraterrestrial life. This isn't just a fringe topic anymore. With increasing reports and declassified documents, discussions about UAPs have moved from the realm of science fiction into mainstream political discourse. Let's not forget to mention President Bill Clinton's comments about UFOs. Take a listen.
Yes, I do. Tonight's question is, hello.
Hi.
With the recent release of Pentagon footage of unidentified aerial phenomena and things like Project Blue Book and ATIP and all of these various things, in your former position and currently with the current information that's released, what's your viewpoint on what these objects that seem to defy all laws of physics are?
Well, first of all, that's a legitimate question now. And the short answer, but not the most meaningful one, is I don't know about this. But when I was president and I had a chief of staff, John Podesta, who loved science fiction, we made every attempt to find out everything about Roswell. And we also sent people to Area 51 to make sure there were no aliens in a deep, because Area 51 is very important.
Who do you send to Area 51?
Oh, if I told you that. No, actually, I sent my Sandy Berger, who passed away sadly a couple of years ago, who was my national security advisor. But I said, we got to find out how we're going to deal with this, because that's where we do a lot of our invisibility research in terms of technology. Like, how do we fly airplanes that aren't picked up by radar and all that? So that's why they're so secretive. But there's no aliens, as I know. On the other hand, Hillary and I went to Hawaii in 2018 to the Big Island, where all the telescopes are on top of the mountain, you know, including the Keck telescope, the largest in the world. And several countries have scientific teams there. So after we toured the telescope, we went down and met with them. And I said, do you guys argue about the likelihood of life in outer space? He said, we have huge arguments. I said, you do? He said, oh, huge. I said, what's the range? He said there are those of us who think it's 85% likely and those of us who think it's 95%. He said, these are people who spend their lives doing this. He said, we think, in other words, it's very unlikely that there is not life. There are a billion, not a billion planets, a billion solar-like systems. There are lots of mysteries out there, which is why I think we should take good care of this planet. I think we ought to kind of hang on to it if we can. And, and I think, but I also think it should keep us humble. There's a lot of stuff we don't know.
And here's an interesting clip between Donald Trump Jr. and his father, President Donald Trump, on Roswell.
Before you leave office, will you let us know if there's aliens? Because this is the only thing I really want to know. I want to know what's going on. Would you ever open up Roswell and let us know what's really going on there?
So many people ask me that question.
I know, it sounds almost ridiculous, but it's actually the real question I want to know.
It sounds like a cute question, but it's actually, there are millions and millions of people that want to go there, that want to see it. I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting. But Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
So you're saying you may declassify?
Oh.
You'll take it?
Well, I'll have to think about that one, right?
And how about this clip where Biden laughs at the question?
President Obama says that there is footage and records of objects in the skies, these unidentified aerial phenomenon, and he says we don't know exactly what they are. What do you think that it is?
I would ask him again. Thank you.
Presidential encounters with UFOs have undeniably shaped the public's perception of these mysterious phenomena. From Truman's Cold War-era interest to Reagan's sci-fi fascination, each administration's approach has left a unique legacy. These encounters often spark curiosity, blending the realms of politics and the unknown. The ongoing intrigue surrounding UFOs in political discourse keeps the topic alive in public consciousness. Whether through direct sightings or policy discussions, presidents play a pivotal role in maintaining this dialogue. This ensures that UFO phenomena remain a subject of serious consideration, rather than mere conspiracy fodder. A call for continued exploration and openness is essential. As technology advances and more data becomes available, transparency from leaders can foster informed public discourse. Acknowledging unidentified aerial phenomena and investigating them with scientific rigor can lead to groundbreaking discoveries. The future of presidential UFO encounters promises to be as captivating as the past. Engaging with these mysteries not only satisfies our curiosity, but also encourages a culture of inquiry and discovery. Next up on today's show, is the Pentagon's UFO office hiding something? Key senators think so. What's going on with the Pentagon's UFO office? It's a question that's been buzzing around lately. Many are starting to feel a growing skepticism towards whether everything is being laid out on the table. This isn't just some fringe theory. Key senators are voicing their concerns too. Why does this matter? Congressional oversight is crucial. If there's one thing we've learned from history, it's that transparency in government operations ensures accountability. When it comes to UFOs, a topic already shrouded in mystery, the need for clear, honest reporting becomes even more critical. Recent whistleblower claims have only added fuel to the fire. David Grush, for instance, testified about illicit programs supposedly hidden from public view. Combine that with legislative actions pushing for more openness, and you have a recipe for heightened scrutiny. So what's really going on? Are these concerns valid or just another chapter in the age-old saga of UFO secrecy? Understanding the Pentagon's UFO office. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, was set up with a pretty clear mission: to investigate and resolve any unidentified aerial phenomena sightings that could potentially pose a threat to national security. Its establishment came as a response to growing public interest and pressure from lawmakers demanding transparency in the government's handling of UFO encounters. AARO is designed to be the go-to place for gathering, analyzing, and reporting on UAP incidents. The idea was to centralize efforts that were previously scattered across various military and intelligence agencies. By doing so, AARO aims to provide clear insights and more comprehensive reports on these mysterious occurrences. Recent AARO reports have been pretty adamant. There are no secret government UFO programs hidden from the public eye. These reports assert that all investigations are conducted transparently and that no clandestine projects exist under the radar. This stance has led to some serious debates, especially given recent whistleblower claims suggesting otherwise. When AARO first came into the picture, it garnered a good amount of credibility. Many saw it as a step towards greater transparency and accountability in how the government deals with UAPs. However, as time went on and more reports denying any secret UFO activities surfaced, skepticism began to grow. The initial optimism slowly gave way to doubts, fueled by conflicting testimonies and a lack of concrete evidence in AARO's findings. David Grush has shaken things up with his testimony on illicit programs. This former intelligence officer didn't hold back, alleging that the Pentagon is hiding information about UFOs from both Congress and the public. Grush claimed there are secret programs focused on recovering and reverse engineering non-human spacecraft. These revelations have cast a shadow over the Pentagon's UFO office, raising questions about its transparency. Legislative measures have been quick to follow, bolstering support for whistleblowers like Grush. The newly passed laws are designed to protect those who come forward with critical information. This includes provisions that safeguard whistleblowers from retaliation, ensuring they can share their insights without fear of losing their jobs or facing legal consequences. Whistleblower protections are crucial for transparency. When insiders feel safe to speak out, it promotes accountability within government agencies. This transparency is vital for maintaining public trust and ensuring that any hidden activities related to UFOs come to light. As more whistleblowers step forward, these protections play a key role in dismantling potential cover-ups and pushing for greater clarity on what's really going on with these unexplained phenomena. Key members of the Senate Intelligence Committee are voicing strong criticisms of the Pentagon's UFO office, AARO. A significant point of contention revolves around allegations that the AARO has been withholding critical information from Congress. This lack of transparency is a major concern for those tasked with national security oversight. Senator Mike Rounds has been quite vocal, suggesting that there are potentially undisclosed government activities related to UFOs that have not been reported to Congress. His stance highlights a growing distrust between lawmakers and the Pentagon. Senator Marco Rubio echoes these concerns, emphasizing the need for complete honesty and transparency from defense agencies. Rubio has pointed out inconsistencies in AARO's reports and insists that any secret programs must be fully disclosed to ensure proper legislative oversight. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has also weighed in, stressing the importance of accountability and expressing frustration over the limited information provided by AARO. Schumer's involvement underscores the bipartisan nature of these concerns, as senators from both sides of the aisle demand greater transparency. The criticism isn't just about missing information, it's about trust and accountability in government operations, particularly when it comes to matters as potentially significant as unidentified aerial phenomena. Lawmakers' persistent inquiries signal a push for deeper scrutiny and more robust oversight mechanisms. Recent legislative moves have targeted funding for unreported UFO programs, reflecting a growing demand and for transparency. Through the Intelligence Authorization Act 2025, Congress has enacted significant cuts to budgets allocated for secretive UFO-related projects. This action stems from concerns that certain programs may be operating without adequate oversight, potentially hiding critical information from both lawmakers and the public. The drive for accountability aims not just at financial prudence, but also at fostering trust in governmental processes related to unexplained aerial phenomena. The hope is that such measures will pave the way for more transparent and rigorous investigations into UFO activities moving forward. Transparency in government is not just a lofty ideal, it's crucial for maintaining public trust. By addressing the current skepticism and ensuring rigorous oversight, the path forward for UFO investigations can become much clearer and more credible. And now to our final topic on today's show, to expand upon our last episode where we talked about long-term habitation on the moon. I ask you this. Can we drink water on the moon? Artemis astronauts have some surprising ideas. Water is crucial for any lunar mission. The Artemis program, aiming to establish sustainable living on the moon, places a strong emphasis on producing drinking water on the moon. Innovative approaches are currently being explored to ensure astronauts have access to potable water, which is essential for their safety and mission success. The lunar South Pole stands out as a prime target for exploration due to its abundance of water ice. This region, constantly shadowed from the sun's rays, harbors vast deposits of ice within its craters. These frozen reservoirs are crucial for sustaining future missions and potentially serving as a resource hub. Water is not just essential for drinking, it's vital for various life support systems. When considering survival in space, water plays multiple roles, including hydration, keeping astronauts hydrated during their stay. Oxygen production, breaking down the water molecules to produce breathable oxygen. Radiation shielding, using water as a barrier against harmful cosmic radiation. This brings us to the Aqualunar Challenge, an innovative approach to lunar water production. The Aqualunar Challenge is an exciting initiative that brings together the innovative minds from the UK and Canadian space agencies. This collaborative effort aims to crack one of space exploration's toughest nuts, producing liquid water on the moon. So here's the goals of the Aqualunar Challenge. 1. Technology development. Innovating methods for generating potable water from lunar ice, ensuring that water produced is safe for astronaut consumption. 2. Astronaut safety. Designing systems that minimize risks, making sure that any water production technology deployed can withstand the harsh conditions of the lunar surface. And 3. Efficiency and scalability. Creating solutions that are not only effective, but also scalable for long-term lunar missions. This challenge encourages teams to think outside the box, pushing boundaries to ensure astronauts have reliable access to one of life's most crucial resources. So here's 3 of the innovative proposals that have come out of this Aqualunar Challenge. Proposal number 1. Lunasonic. Harnessing ultrasound waves for ice melting and purification. Lunasonic technology offers a groundbreaking method to tackle the challenge of water production on the moon. By utilizing ultrasound waves, this approach aims to both melt and purify lunar ice, transforming it into potable water. Lunasonic's innovative approach could revolutionize how we think about sourcing water on the moon. As with any pioneering technology, it comes with its set of challenges that need addressing to ensure its viability in harsh lunar conditions. Proposal number 2. Ripple. A revolutionary approach to ice vaporization and pollutant removal. Ripple technology takes a unique approach to lunar water production by vaporizing ice and separating pollutants, much like a salad spinner. This innovative method addresses the challenge of purifying water in harsh lunar conditions. The ability of Ripple technology to adapt to such harsh environments makes it a strong contender among the finalist teams competing with their innovative technologies. Proposal number 3. Ganymede's chalice. Utilizing solar concentration for water purification. Ganymede's chalice is one of the standout technologies among the finalist teams, leveraging mirrors to concentrate sunlight directly onto contaminated water sources. This method purifies water by using the intense heat generated from focused sunlight. The innovative approach showcases a promising solution within the scope of lunar missions. So there are many challenges in creating potable water on the moon, because let's face it, turning lunar ice into drinkable water isn't as simple as melting and sipping it. Several obstacles need to be tackled head on. The moon's surface is covered in a layer of loose, fragmented material called regolith. This dusty, abrasive substance can easily mix with ice, making it difficult to extract pure water. And the moon experiences drastic temperature fluctuations, ranging from boiling hot during the day to freezing cold at night. These extremes complicate the process of maintaining a stable and efficient water production system. The dream of sustainable lunar living is becoming more tangible thanks to the relentless innovation in space exploration. Access to potable water resources beyond Earth's atmosphere is one of the most critical hurdles But these creative technologies from the Aqua Lunar Challenge finalists are paving the way. By supporting and investing in such initiatives, we inch closer to making lunar colonies a reality. So we will keep an eye on these developments as they unfold. Exciting times are ahead for space enthusiasts and future moonwalkers alike. In this episode of the Majestic Truth podcast, we explored past presidents who have weighed in on UFOs, senators emphasizing the necessity for governmental disclosure and transparency. Their commentary underscores the public's right to be informed about extraterrestrial phenomena, fostering trust between citizens and their leaders. And as NASA's 2025 Artemis mission approaches, innovations from the Aqua Lunar Challenge finalists are paving the way for a sustainable human presence on the moon, emphasizing the importance of water for survival during extended lunar missions. We encourage continuous development in these groundbreaking technologies to ensure a sustainable future on our nearest celestial neighbor. All right, truth seekers, that concludes this episode of Majestic Truth. For more information on this episode, visit majestictruth.com/episode 32. I hope you've enjoyed exploring the depths of the unknown with us today. Remember, the pursuit of truth and the quest for knowledge are ongoing journeys. So stay curious, stay open-minded, always follow your dreams, and keep seeking answers. And if you have your own theories or stories to share about UFOs and other conspiracies, reach out to us on social media or email us at truth@majestictruth.com. Don't forget to mark your calendars and set your alarms because our next episode will be available in 2 weeks on your favorite podcast app. Trust us, you won't want to miss it. Until then, keep your eyes on the skies, your mind open, and remember, the truth is out there.
For updates, behind-the-scenes content, and a chance to engage with fellow truth seekers, stay connected with us on social media. Find us on Twitter at TruthSeekerPod, Instagram at Majestic Truth Seekers, and TikTok at Majestic Truth Seekers. Thanks for listening.